In my job as a flight attendant, I came across many kinds of passengers. Some are nasty, others are nice, others are also funny. I'm going to tell you a few stories about a few of them. The first one was this guy, he doesn't want to sit down for the takeoff. The aircraft was already taxiing to the runway. He stood up on his seat and started screaming because he wanted a particular seat next to the window. And the flight was full. We asked him to sit down, he doesn't want. So I went up to him and I told the captain, and then the captain said, you better talk to him or we got to turn the plane back to the parking area, to the aero bridge. So I told him, I said, look here, sir, if you don't sit down, we are going to bring the aircraft back to the aero bridge, and then we'll get you out of the aircraft. So he got scared. He quickly sat down and behaved himself all the way throughout the night flight. Then there was another one. Out of Singapore, he was late. He was the last passenger, and we were waiting for him. He came up a few minutes late. We were about to close the door, and he told me, he said, hey, look, you are the most senior crew here. I said, yes. What can I do for you? You are late, sir. He said, I want to be upgraded to the business class. So I told him, I said, you try on the next flight. Not this flight. I don't upgrade people. Then he quickly, sheepishly ran to his seat, and the captain picked up the PA system and make an announcement. Here comes this latecomer whom we are waiting for. He was so embarrassed. Then the third one was out of LA. I still remember this case. He came with a big kite, flying kite. And he dumped it on the first class seat. He was economy class. I told him, no, you can't just leave it here. In the first place, I don't know how the ground staff allow him to bring the kite. It's a paper kite. He said, no, you take care of my kite. So he dumped it in the first class and he went to his seat in economy. Okay. At the end of the flight, when he left, when he was about to leave the plane, he went to the first class to collect his toy, I call it, and there was a big hole in his kite. So he blamed us. Well, I said, you can file a complaint. So he went down and made a complaint against us to the ground staff. I don't know what became of the matter. We were not even asked by the office what happened to his kite. Then there was another one, very odd. In the middle of the flight, we were flying in the dark. The cabin was dark. And he put his hand under the skirt of a woman passenger. This lady screamed. We switched on the cabin lights and said, what happened, ma'am? We went up to her. She said, this rascal here, put his hand under my skirt. So we asked him. He denied, of course. I said, no, you better come up. We'll change your seat. I said, ma'am, you can make a report later on. We'll attend to you. By the moment, sir, you have to come with me and we'll get you a seat somewhere else. So we brought him to the business class. There was somebody, a passenger, so fed up of him. He gave the guy a punch. And the guy was so quiet, didn't complain at all. And then he sat down in another economy class seat, quiet throughout the flight. These are the type of passenger who will give you all kind of trouble. Yeah, I almost forgot this one. Economy class passenger in the night flight, he upgraded himself, forced himself, against the crew, to the business class seat. The business class was quite empty. He refused to go back. So what the stewardess did was, the crew in the business class did was, throughout the whole night, they went up to him and disturbed him. Very politely, while he was asleep. Sir, excuse me, do you need a blanket? Said, he got up and he's so fed up. Then 10 minutes later, he fell asleep again, and somebody will go up and said, can I get you a drink? And keep disturbing, interrupting his sleep until he gave up and went back to the economy. These are the few stories that I can remember right now offhand. Thank you very much.